over there.
Oh, there. All right, thanks. Okay, the Common Council meeting to be held on Tuesday, February 4th, 2020 at 7 PM is called to order. Would you please call the roll?
Alderperson Labatsky. Present. Alderperson Bailey.
Present.
Alderperson Akers.
Present.
Alderperson Sarian is excused. Alderperson Kastner.
Present.
Item 2 is the opening prayer this evening. Pastor Rogers.
That'll lead and guide all of our efforts here and all of your efforts here this evening. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for the privilege of standing before you and these great leaders. I thank you for the privilege that it is to live in the great nation of America and for the blessing that you have given over this city. I pray, Lord, that you'd bless all of our leadership and give them the guidance of your hand and your wisdom and lead them and protect them, all of our police and all of our firefighters. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Just to point out, you just got back from Madagascar, right?
Madagascar and Ethiopia.
Wow.
And I'll never understand the eternal lottery system that allows us to be born here versus human beings being born there without power, without electricity in the countryside of Ethiopia. We are blessed to live in the community that we live in. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Would you please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moving along, item D, approval of the January 21st, 2020 minutes. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
Moved.
Was that Alderperson Akers?
Yes.
Second.
Second by Alderperson Bailey, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Under item 3, we have Ellers here this evening with regard to the annual bonding for road projects and capital improvements in the future. Do you want to come up? So this is under the initial resolution authorizing general obligation bonds and the amounts indicated. We can go through all
I
of
have hard copies. I know they were sent electronically if anybody wishes to have one.
Do you want you guys want hard copies, or can you pull it up on your
I'm
iPads?
pulling mine up as we speak.
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. You have 3 items that you'll be taking action on this evening, and all 3 of them relate to the issuance of your general obligation bonds to finance your 2020 capital projects. So the total amount of the bond issue will be estimated at $4,940,000. It's made up of 3 purposes. The first resolution for $3,110,000 is to finance the street improvement projects that you had listed in your capital plan. The second resolution for $95,000 is for park improvements, and the third component of that is for a refunding of some outstanding debt for the purposes of savings. Because we're issuing bonds, we're required to identify the purposes, and you have to take action on each of the individual. To kind of summarize the results or the estimated savings, this is a 2013 B issue. It's about 2.5% net present value savings, about $8,000, a little over $8,000 a year is our estimated savings on this. The last year is even actually greater, so it's a shorter term. There's only 5 maturities left and about $46,000 worth of future savings on that. So we've incorporated into this issue. If we see rates pull away from us, we would certainly extract that piece of it because we certainly want to see you get savings on that. The interest rates, the last page of that document, that pre-sale report, is where current interest rates are. And over the last 12 months, we're at the bottom of that 12-month period, and that bottom is historically low for the past 20 to 30 years. So it's timing-wise, this would be a good opportunity for you to be issuing this debt as well as taking on that refunding. So I'm happy to walk through any of the details of that pre-sale report if you like, but those are the resolutions that you'll be asked to consider.
Just so the record's clear, we're at historically low interest rates,
They are historically
multi-decade
low, yeah.
interest rates. And
Yeah,
with
they could be right about where they were at their low before, but they're,
plus or minus, so eighth of a
it's
point
pretty
here and there.
close.
Okay. And then with regard to item 3, which is the $1.735 million, that is refinancing older debt at a
Older
higher
debt,
interest
replacing
rate,
it, yep.
expecting us to save about,
$46,000 to $47,000.
okay, very good. The big neighborhood projects this year, the biggest neighborhood project is south of and west of 43rd Street, which is 44th and 45th and 6th. Is it the whole neighborhood this year, or is it two-parted?
It is half the neighborhood, the northern half, north of St. Francis, and next year, south of St. Francis.
Okay, and we split that up, yes?
That's that
In
district?
Alderperson Lepotsky's district.
Ooh, the new alderperson gets to deal with that.
Immediately east of Glenwood, so.
And there's also, I might add that there's sidewalk improvements within that street resolution, so it's streets and sidewalks combined.
But not sidewalks within the internal neighborhood,
No,
sidewalks
There's
along.
one small connecting sidewalk we're putting in this year.
Okay, which helps the school district, I think,
Yeah.
right? Okay, sometimes people read these things and they see sidewalks and
They don't want a
they don't want,
sidewalk in
they
their
don't
front
want
yard.
sidewalks in interior residential
Yeah.
neighborhoods. This is ancillary to the school. Okay, I'd enter, is there, do you
No,
want?
I got nothing.
The information's been, it's pretty much the typical stuff we do every year. Okay. I'll go through them one by one. I'd entertain a motion to approve the initial resolution authorizing general obligation bonds in the amount not to exceed $3.110 million.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Alderperson Bailey. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. Would you please call?
Alderperson Lubatsky.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Item 2 is initial resolution authorizing general obligation bonds in amount not to exceed $95,000. Entertain a motion to approve.
So, second.
Motion by Alderperson Bailey, second by Kastner. Would you please call?
Alderperson Lubatsky.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Item number E3, or is it letter E?
E3.
Letter E, number 3, initial resolution authorizing general obligation bonds in amount not to exceed 1.2 or $1.735 million. Purposes of refinancing. Entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Alderperson Bailey. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderperson Kastner. Would you please call?
Alderperson Lubatsky.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do I need to, under the
don't need to
new
sign
form
it.
of the agendas, is there anything else that I need to do?
The signed and send back to the.
I just wanted,
auditor,
okay,
yeah.
I just wanted,
No,
okay,
We don't
it'll be
have-
the sale day that we'll have the
All
stuff.
right.
That'll be different. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, and I might, we will be back to sell this at your meeting on, I should have probably told you that before, March 17th. We'll be
very
back
good.
for the sale.
Could you leave one or two of
Yeah,
those
I'll leave
copies?
them with
Or
all
leave
of
them all,
Yeah.
just in case we want to look through them? Just to be clear too, I talked to Jeff, the bids are starting to come in for our projects next year?
So far, we have one opening tomorrow. One so far and one tomorrow.
Okay, the big one is tomorrow, right?
The big one's tomorrow, yep, and then we have a few more later on this month.
Are they coming in reasonable amounts?
The first one came in right where we thought it would. We're hearing prices are high, but we'll know tomorrow. I think we'll be okay.
We're really good to work with, so we're a bargain for them to
Yeah,
give
they
us a good
know we're
price.
easy to work with, yep.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
I just wanted to point out one thing too, with regard to Alderperson Bailey's district on 92nd Street. So what we're doing now at the beginning of February is we're getting our financing in place and we're getting our bids back.
We open bids for the traffic
We're
signal.
opening the bids, right, for the road projects. A lot of folks that are adjacent to 92nd Street wonder why did it take so long and what happened and all this other stuff. They didn't go out to bid, I thought, until April, right, of last year?
Yes.
So what we're almost done with by the middle of February, they didn't even start, at least with that portion. And this isn't to blame them, but it's just to show that, you know, we try to be proactive when we try to do things ahead of time, so we don't have a short season or we don't run out of time, and ultimately, by going out earlier, we get better prices from the contractors who are kind of loading up their book of business for the year. And then they start filling in the slots later with stuff they don't necessarily need that comes later in the bidding cycle. So I just wanted to,
Well, I recently got a call from somebody in my district complaining about 92nd Street and that we shouldn't pay for that road project, and I said,
yeah, I mean, the
It
truth of the
wasn't our
matter is
road
we're
project.
not paying for that road project. There's some ancillary things associated with it, some of the lighting and an agreement with the traffic signal, which we have to with all.
I
county-
did explain it was a county project, not
Yeah,
ours. So.
but it's, I mean, just,
Yeah.
I drove through it today and I know they have
Yeah.
another lift.
Yeah, they made a mistake bidding it so late last year.
So anyways,
It does suck. I mean, it's a hard, it's worse now than it was before they.
it's pretty, yeah.
Bad.
But they're gonna do another layer.
Yeah.
No, it's,
Yeah.
done- it's pretty
Yeah,
much
it's not
done.
done,
They
but
ran out
it's-
of money and it's pretty much done.
No, you're kidding.
They're gonna come back in spring and do it.
It was a really quick fall.
It came quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, very good, thank you. Aldermanic reports this evening?
Do you want to say anything, or are you going to say anything about Friday's banquet, or no?
You can.
Just that the Hall of Fame was a banquet for Park and Recs Department, was Friday. and-
Yeah, I mean, I guess under mayor's report, aldermanic reports or announcements, I could say that the Park and Rec had its banquet, its annual banquet at the community center. It was incredibly well attended. Special shout out goes to Audrey Ellison, who made it to the Wall of Fame, which was a big deal. It was really nice.
Yes, it was.
Senator Craig was there, Senator Fitzgerald was there, Representative Skoronsky was there, Representative Kuglich was there. The two candidates for alderpersons seem to be.
Bronski, did you say Ken?
Ken Skoronsky, right? Mark Burkowski, the Milwaukee alderperson, who's had a very close relationship with Greenfield as a county supervisor historically, was there. The two candidates running for alderperson and soon to be vacated alderperson Lebowski's seat were both there and talking, which that was a good thing, right?
Police
And
didn't
there
have
were,
to be
and there
called.
were, and I mean, it was a great demonstration of the kind of community that we had. And I don't know if we can talk about that. There was one gentleman who stood up, who was a younger guy, who was sitting at the table next to me, and I can't remember his name right now, who gave a speech about how he was so proud to come back to Greenfield. I think he worked for the Greenfield School District.
Yeah. Taylor, I think
And
was his
that,
name?
you know, the feeling of the community and what we've all done, I think, at Conkle Park, and how, you know, there's more cooperation, and it was really kind of heartwarming to hear. And most of the acceptance speeches talked about making the city a better place, or a greater place, or a great place. And that was encouraging, because I've watched and been to other common councils and other village boards elsewhere, and sometimes those discussions aren't. And you all, and Alderperson Lebowski, I know we've had some differences over the years and some agreements over the years, but you're leaving the city in good hands, and it was a positive. You made very positive contributions to the city, truthfully. You all have, and you all continue to do so. And for that, I'm extremely proud, truthfully, and grateful. Having been on a common council going on 15 years ago, where
I will visit you every
Oh,
day.
that's not necessary, but
I was just texted the name, and his name was Tyler Ratkins.
Tyler Ratkin from Greenfield School District, right?
Yes.
No, I mean, I listened to his speech, and it was really well done, and it said a lot of things that made me feel really good about our community. That what we're doing is working. Still have a lot of work to do, but it was beautiful.
I'm so excited
speaking
that
of which,
my
isn't-
friend was indicted in the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Audrey. Nice to see you're still
I'm not
up
sure,
and kicking.
I'm not sure indicted, is that the right word?
Is it?
Inducted.
Inducted.
Yeah, I don't think she
Indicted
was
is kind of
indicted.
a legal term, isn't it?
Just saying, I don't know.
But nice to see she's still up and kicking.
The video presentation was very nice.
The video presentation was nice. We have some exciting stuff coming forward in the future too. So
nice.
it was really well done.
Good for her. That was a nice honor.
We are on H, right? Or I?
He
So
skipped.
announcements,
I have an announcement if are we on F?
We were on Aldermanic
we were
reports.
under automatic reports, but if you can do it under announcements if you'd like, or F.
I'll do it under G when we get there.
Well, that would be
Okay.
next.
Announcements.
You guys are so
Everybody?
damn sarcastic this evening. Is it
Yeah.
because I wasn't
No,
at
it
the
wasn't
last
sarcasm.
meeting,
It was
Michael?
just like, I don't know.
What's next?
Yeah, so F was over. Now we'll move to G, so you can do it. That's good.
I
You
know
could do
you're
it
gonna
under
miss
F
me,
if you
no
want.
matter what you say,
If you want to go
Michael.
back to F, we can do it there too. If you want.
Okay, Friday, February 7th, Saturday, February 8th, and Sunday, February 9th is Greenfield High School Salute to the Arts. 7 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, 2 p.m. on Sunday, a show completely created by the students. Dancing, singing, manipulated art, comedy, and more. Help us celebrate the arts with this fun, upbeat show. All tickets are $5 at the door at Greenfield High School.
Great, thank you.
And this is the last performance for our seniors. Brittany, who's in there as a senior, and she has a lot of parts in it, amazingly talented students.
Absolutely. Thank you. Under citizen commentary, we had Leon, and I don't remember, it's Leon A. His last name starts with an A.
Yeah.
Where did he go?
Who lives on Waterford, and he had a concern. He didn't want to stay for the citizen commentary. He talked to his alderperson and myself before the meeting about lights from Clement Manor entering his house. Apparently some baffles are missing on some light fixtures, so we're going to check that out.
Check that out, I guess.
Okay, so that was under citizen commentary, although he didn't technically do it. It's about 90-something and 93rd, 4th in Waterford is where he lives. Item I, old business. I don't have any appointments this evening. Under mayor appointments, I don't have any appointments this evening. Item J1 under new business, there's another claim received from Walmart Real Estate Business Trust for recovery of alleged unlawful taxes. This has been referred to our city attorney and our council. This is another theory of,
Why we are paying too much in taxes?
another theory of, yeah. So we'll report on that in the future. Item 2 is applications for various operators received from those listed on the agenda. There weren't any concerns that I saw. Entertain a motion to approve those applications.
So moved.
Alderperson Akers, second by Lepotsky. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 3 is adopt a resolution appointing additional election officials for 2020 through 2021. Comes from our city clerk. Entertain a motion to adopt that resolution.
So moved.
Motion by Alderperson Akers, their second.
Second,
And
no
Alderper-
apps that go along with it like Iowa?
Huh? Yeah, you don't have any apps, do you?
No apps, no,
Okay,
Yay.
it's still,
and I hope we don't.
well, that's just embarrassing.
Second.
That's
That
just
was so
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
I mean, whatever your political persuasion, motion was made and seconded to adopt the resolution. Would you please call?
Alderperson Labatsky,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Okay, item 4 is discussion decision to sign agreement with SureClean LLC to provide daily custodial services at City Hall, the library, and Public Works. This was previously before us. They've already started. It's being formalized in an agreement. So it's consistent with previous discussions in every way, shape, and form. I'd entertain a motion to approve that agreement
Motion to approve agreement as presented.
retroactively to January 1st, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Retroact-
we just said we were gonna do it. We never really had an agreement.
We never got the agreement before that. Motion by Alderperson Kastner to approve it. Is there a second?
Second.
by Alderperson Akers. Would you please call?
Under discussion,
Yes.
this didn't go, not like it would to Public Works, but I just have some questions.
For Jeff. So.
How comparable is this to, price-wise, to what we had?
For cleaning service,
Yeah,
it is very close. It's slightly less.
okay. Yeah, I did the math. It's like $75 a day for City Hall and $53 a day for library. Why is DPW, Public Works so much less? Is it just the office and the bathrooms?
They only do public works 3 days a week.
Oh,
And
okay.
the library is 6 and City Hall is 5, but City Hall is 2 people.
Okay, all right. And how many RFPs did you have?
We had about 12, so we had a really good, good cross-section of companies that were trying to get the business.
Okay,
So they were very competitive that way.
okay, thanks.
Yes, so this did go before finance, and I thought it was approved.
Yeah,
The-
it went to Board of Public Works, the
It
contract.
okay, all right. Which is unusual, because usually it's not bad. I'm just, so, okay. All right, we discussed it at finance.
We
thought.
talked about it, I know that.
I
I'm
thought
surprised we didn't approve
approved.
it, actually, but
It's not a big deal. Okay, item 5, motion was made and seconded. Did we call on that one yet? Sure. Could you call?
Alderperson Labatsky,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
aye.
Item 5, discussion decision to adopt a resolution in support of applying for transportation alternatives or TAP grant from the DOT to fund the design and construction of the Powerline Trail. And entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderperson
Second.
Kessler, second by Alderperson Lobosky. So this is consistent with the idea that we want to get the pedestrian and bike paths through the right-of-ways, and this is the first step. It's known as the Powerline Trail internally. Okay? Motion was made and seconded. Would you please call?
Alderperson Labatsky,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Okay. Item 6 is discussion decision to amend Resolution 3583 pertaining to Loomis Road and I-894 redevelopment resolution extending the loan repayment date to February 15th, 2023. This relates to the purchase of Cycle Empire and Tri-Power machinery in the White House that was next to it. So what happened back then was we borrowed money internally from our sewer fund.
So this, all that we have to do is just say we're extending it and it's okay?
We're extending it. So what happened after we purchased that stuff, of course, is
Yeah.
the DOT came through and said they were going to use the area as a staging area, which prevented the ability, so we're extending the loan to ourselves till 2023.
So arbitrage or whatever they call it is not gonna be an issue because we
It's
just
not-
said it's okay, we're extending it?
Sounds like it.
All right, we'll go with that. Make a motion to approve.
Yep, motion by Alderperson Kastner.
Second.
Second by Alderperson Lobosky. So that, just quickly under discussion, it was my understanding, and maybe Brian can help me with this if he's familiar with arbitrage laws, but the thing that you can't do is you can't go out and borrow money and make money on it, right? So this isn't a situation where we're borrowing money from ourselves, consistent with the ordinances that say the sewer fund gets a rate of return on it, but we're not doing it for the minuscule rate of return. We're doing it for a public purpose. Does that sound right? Okay, just to be clear.
Yeah, I
Okay,
know that.
so the
there's
motion was
year
made
limits or something too,
and
or something,
seconded.
yeah.
Would you please call?
Alderperson Labatsky,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Okay. Item 7 is discussion and decision to adopt a final resolution to levy special assessments under section 66.0703 Wisconsin Stats upon property for municipal purposes for the reconstruction of 44th, 45th, 46th, 47th, 48th, and 49th Street in St. Francis, Wilbur, and Crawford, and 46th Place. I'd entertain a motion to adopt that final resolution. This is the neighborhood for which we're
So moved.
Second.
by Alderperson Lobosky. Is there a second by Alderperson Kastner? Quickly under discussion, there was a pretty significant neighborhood public informational meeting on this
Yep,
project?
we had public informational meeting and we had a public hearing at the Board of Public Works for this particular item. We really didn't get any opposition. We had people come for information only.
They had questions. There was a lot of people here, wasn't?
Yeah, but no one spoke against it.
So what happened, I mean, that neighborhood has had failing and old infrastructure for a very long time. And I think everyone is excited to have their neighborhood finally
Well overdue.
well overdue.
Yep.
Motion was made and seconded, right? Would you please call?
Alderperson Labatsky,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Okay, item 8, discussion decision to approve an ordinance to repeal and recreate section 3.12, parent 5, parent C of the municipal code pertaining to right-of-way permits. I do not remember this one.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Motion by
Second.
Alderperson Caster, second by Alderperson Lewandowski. Was this at Board of Public Works?
Yes.
What is this about? I don't even know.
This was our,
Oh, the cost.
the permit fees were divided into like 15 categories, and
And you
we
simplified it.
simplified it.
Okay, I remember that now. Okay, sorry. Motion was made and seconded. Would you please call?
Alderperson Labatsky,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Okay, item 9, discussion decision to adopt a resolution recognizing International Migratory Bird Day and authorizing the Pollinator Protection Committee to continue participation in the Wisconsin Bird City program. This is consistent with our Birds, Bees, and Butterfly initiative, collectively known as the Pollinator Program.
Can I
graciously-
just say that, relating to this, one of the teachers at Edgewood, Mrs. Hess, is very much involved with monarchs. And our monarch, we're going to have a proclamation for it. What month was that, in May or June? Was it June?
May or June.
And her being the expert, having traveled even to Mexico for this.
That'd be great to get people
She
involved.
said September is really the best month for something like that, and she would love to have her classes involved in it, but she can't do it in
Yeah,
June.
I mean, hook her up with Renee and Neighborhood Services with regard to that,
Okay.
for sure.
She followed him all the way down to,
She went there, she and another instructor in the country traveled down to where they all migrate
Yeah,
and documented it, and it's actually Celeste Layer's
recognized
daughter.
him and said, "You're coming back to Greenfield and I'll see you there."
Uh, I don't exactly know, but no, it was a huge ordeal, and you know her mom, Mike.
Okay.
But yeah, so,
What's really sad is one of the leading Mexican folks that led the
she
conservation
knew
effort
him, yes,
was recently assassinated,
she knew him too,
So.
from her travels.
so.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a big deal though, right? And
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, the motion was made and wasn't?
Second,
is-
I'll second.
Motion made, it's made by Alderperson Akers, I think, and seconded by somebody?
I don't have a second.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. Would you please call?
Alderperson Labatsky,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Okay, item number 10 is discussion decision to adopt a resolution proclaiming the month of June as Monarch Butterfly Month in the city of Greenfield, and I think that's at
Yeah,
butterfly people's, that's what they want you to do, because I think they usually give you a resolution for that month, and this kind of goes to what you were saying, but I'd entertain a motion to adopt that resolution consistent with their program, but certainly we could have some kind of event in September.
okay, so I'll make the motion to
Motion
approve.
by Alderperson Akers, there's second.
Second.
Second by Alderperson Labatsky. Any further discussion?
I know.
have-
Alderperson Sarian was so excited about both of these.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually, there's a lot of folks in the community that are excited about the birds, bees, and butterflies. The other benefit for some of this stuff is we often get, we get like Eagle Scouts and other schools and groups that want to do things for the community and volunteer time. And just to have sort of a framework in place and to like, well, if we get somebody, we can put birdhouses along the creek, or we can plant milkweed along this, in this wetland, you know, those kinds of things. It really puts us in a position where we understand, you know, some of the things that we can do and some of the things we can have other people do when they want to volunteer their efforts in the city. So it's a beautiful thing, right? So I'm excited about it. 2. Could you call? Sorry about that.
Alderperson Labatsky,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Okay, item number 11, discussion decision regarding data use agreement for vital records data between the Wisconsin Health Department, or Department of Health Services Division of Public Health and the Greenfield Health Department. Entertain a motion to approve. This is the agreement that we use every year to share.
I'll make a
Yeah.
motion to approve.
Motion by Alderperson Akers. There's
Second.
Second by Alderperson Caster. Would you please call?
Alderperson Labatsky,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Okay, item 12 is discussion decision for approval to create job description, set salary, recruit, and hire Parks Maintenance Coordinator for the Department of Parks and Recreation. This is the other full-time parks position that was within the budget, where we reallocated part-time and other resources to.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alderperson Akers, second by Alderperson Kastner. Would you please call?
Just one quick
Yep.
question. Is he going to be advertising that soon?
I think HR will be posting that.
Is he posting that soon?
So, yeah, so typically they post I think internally, but I'm not sure.
Depends upon the position.
It
I'm
depends on
guessing.
so I don't know if this is being
That
posted.
particular position, they'll probably post outside right away.
Okay, I mean, I would talk to Julie in HR to find out when that, yes, I think they do want to post it pretty quickly and they want to get the person online. I'm just not sure if they do it internally first. Like administrative assistants and clerks and stuff, they always do it internally first and then they go out to the real world. So, okay, motion was made and seconded, right? Would you please call?
Yep. Alderperson Labatsky,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Okay, item 13 is discussion decision to approve agreement with United Healthcare and the City of Greenfield pertaining to flexible spending account debit card use.
Motion for approval.
Motion by Alderperson Kastner, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Lebatsky. This relates to the role of the HRA in flexible spending accounts, and if someone were to try to double dip, holding United harmless, but most people don't try to double dip, and went through this for, what, 15 or 20 minutes at finance, I think, right?
This is a different provider that was doing it, and it's probably more efficient since it's the same
This
carrier.
is part of our health insurance.
Yeah.
So, it was. We saved money, by the way, too, by going with internally with United as opposed to continuing with Diversified. Okay, and a motion was made and seconded. Would you call?
Alderperson Labatsky,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Okay, I'd like to take items 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 together. These are the schedules of disbursements,
Motion for approval.
reimbursements, investments, reinvestments, and financial statements. So this is for, your motion is for 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Motion by Alderperson Kastner to approve.
Second.
Second by Alderperson Lebatsky. This is from the,
Finance meeting.
of January 29th. Motion was made by Kastner, second by Lebatsky. Would you please call?
Alderperson Labatsky,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Okay, item K, items for future agenda. I don't know you guys. There was the one announcement with regard to going back to announcements, one I did forget, with the turf, right? I'm not sure if there's another common council meeting before the public meeting. So when is that again? That's February, do you remember?
February 19th, 6 o'clock,
At Carmen High School?
at Pulaski High
Pulaski
School
High
in the
School, which is-
cafeteria.
And everyone's wondering, why is it at Carmen? Because the 27th Street Business Improvement District was the one that brought this idea to us, based on, so we're going to be including Whitnall, Greenfield, our school districts, and all that other stuff. This was just the first meeting.
We are really trying to include the entire world on this potential project.
So this is a regional project, right? With we hope, and maybe even a national project with a large reach. So we're encouraging.
Have we reached out to county and state?
I don't really have much desire to reach out to the county if I don't have to.
No, I don't think they need to reach out.
Just checking.
I do want to also say that we are now the official owners of the turf parcel. The deed was filed last week, Thursday or Friday, I think. We got an email today, or I think it was today, maybe it was been yesterday, from one of the representatives of DOT saying that it's filed, it's all good, and the city of Greenfield is now the owner of the property. So for those who sometimes, and I just say this, for those who sometimes give up, it's endurance, right? This has been going on for a really long time to get to this point. I want to thank the folks that worked at the DOT. Dwayne Johnson, who's the director, I guess, for the area, but Mr. Robinette and some of the other folks that were in that office that made this happen. It was
Is that billboard still on that parcel?
so the way that, when we can talk about this later too, but the billboard is still on the parcel. It's our billboard now. As part of the agreement, the remaining rent on that billboard goes to the state through the end of July, or June or July,
End of the contract.
which is the end of the contract. We may be negotiating with them or another provider to do some of the things that we've done elsewhere with regard to revenue to the city. The cell tower too, its lease, from what we can determine, expires June or July of 2021, and the final payment for that is due and payable this year for the last year. That money will also be going to the DOT, but we will also begin negotiating with I think the cell company with regard to,
This is back to your endurance thing.
which is back to the endurance.
Well, I think, given the sale price of the land, we can afford to give that stuff back to them, right?
Yes, I still haven't received my receipt from the city for the dollar that I purchased the property for as a contribution.
You gotta submit your.
I have to submit the paperwork. That's right. I want to thank you guys all for being supportive over the course of almost a decade. Or more, actually, it was more than a decade.
I don't remember funding $1 though.
No, yeah, that was a personal donation. Technically, we would have to amend the budget. Additional expenditure, but maybe. All right. That being said, items for future agenda, that's kind of a big deal, and thank you if you could send that around to everybody, it'd be kind of a cool thing to attend. It may be the night of the Move Common Council meeting. I just learned, because we were thinking that it was in Tuesday, and it was actually Wednesday, so we'll figure that out. Anything else for anybody else?
I'm just getting ready.
I wish that I want to thank Denise and running, right?
Think who?
The candidates for running for your seat. I think they're both great people. I think it'll be a great spirited election. I think it'll be good. I also want to say thank you for everything that you've done.
This isn't my last meeting, Michael. You
Well,
could
it could
very well
save
be.
your
It
speech.
could very well be, we
You
could,
only have 3 more?
right?
Oh my God, Michael, I'm just gonna miss you so
Well,
much.
I thought that you should be recognized publicly
I'll
for the
visit you at
for the
Starbucks.
for the service to to the city. You've been doing this a long
How
time.
many years?
How long?
4 terms.
4 terms.
12?
And then one on the school board with my buddy here.
Yeah. So that's a long
That's
time.
a long time.
That's a long time
It
to
is a
devote
long
yourself
time.
to something. So thank you. All right. With that being said, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn at
Motion
Are you
to
going to the
adjourn.
office?
7:39 by Akers. Or
Second.
second by Bailey. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Going in the
Motion
office, I
carries
do.
at 7:39.
Okay.